Today I'm reviewing the KEF LSX II wireless hi-fi speaker system in carbon black. If you want to check current pricing or availability, that link is below. I've lived with these in a real listening space, desk setup, music sessions, streaming podcasts, and background media over multiple weeks. What I'm sharing is based on how they behave day to day, not just numbers on a spec sheet. Let's set expectations clearly. This isn't a soundbar or a small Bluetooth doodad. It's a compact, powered stereo speaker system that's meant to be a standalone set of music sources, and it doesn't include a separate amplifier or external DAC as part of the basic pairing. If you're expecting huge floor-shaking bass or a home theater-style output without adding anything else, that's not the natural role for this size and class. Starting with sound quality. The LSX2 strikes a balance I'd describe as refined and coherent. Mid-range presence, especially vocals and acoustic instruments, feels natural and clear. There's a sense of openness that's wider than the physical distance between the cabinets, so stereo imaging feels relaxed rather than confined. That cohesion is something we hear consistently with KEF's unique U-driver approach, detail without harshness. High frequencies are clean and extended without being splashy. Cymbals and non-electronic textures have air and clarity, and it doesn't feel like the treble is trying to punch above its weight. Bass goes surprisingly low for the cabinet size, giving rhythm sections and bass lines a solid foundation without bloating or boominess. That said, this won't replace a dedicated subwoofer if very deep low end is essential to your taste. Because these are active speakers with built-in amplification, setup is straightforward. I connected via Wi-Fi for streaming services, Bluetooth for quick phone playback, and wired optical to a TV. In each case the system behaved predictably and without fuss. One of the real practical strengths here is versatility. With AirPlay, Chromecast, and standard wireless protocols on board, it's easy to switch between sources, and streaming quality holds up when the network is stable. Wired connections feel equally at home, and latency isn't an issue for typical listening. Built-in usability lean thoughtful. The cabinets feel solid and the carbon black finish blends into a variety of rooms without feeling flashy. Control is simple whether you use the app, the physical buttons, or your source device. The app adds practical features like tone adjustments and input selection, but nothing feels overly complicated for everyday use. Now, let's be honest about limitations. Because of their size, they won't shake a large open room with deep bass the way a tower speaker plus sub combo can. If you primarily listen to bass-heavy genres at very high levels, pairing a subwoofer later makes sense. Power handling here is strong for near-field and mid-range listening zones, but these aren't designed for party-level volume across a big space. Compared to standalone passive speakers, the LSX2's integrated approach means you don't need a separate amp or receiver, which is practical but less modular if you're someone who likes swapping components frequently. For someone building a multi-component audio rig over time, that's a trade-off worth acknowledging. So who makes sense for this system? If you want a compact, wireless-ready stereo setup that delivers musical clarity, imaging depth, and flexible connectivity without needing an AV receiver or external amp, this is a strong fit. It suits desk setups, apartments, bedrooms, or casual living spaces very well. It's also practical for mixed use, music, movies, podcasts, without fuss. If your priority is extremely powerful low-frequency impact in a large room, or you prefer fully modular separates where each component is upgraded independently, other setups may align better. After living with them in real scenarios, I'd describe the KEF LSX2 as balanced, articulate, and practical, not flashy, but consistently satisfying for everyday listening. Check current pricing below and evaluate it against your needs.